In this video, I'm going to be doing a 3-part efficiency test using the Ecoflow Delta Mini and the IceCo VL45. Currently, the inside temperature is about 83 degrees, so for the first test, we'll see how long it takes the IceCo to go from 83 down to 30 degrees, and we'll see how much power is required from the Ecoflow. For the second test, we'll charge this back up to 100%, and we'll see how long we can run the IceCo without any additional power input. Once that's depleted to zero, move on to the third test, and we'll do the same thing, but we'll add the 110 solar panels from Ecoflow. We'll see how long it can run. Now obviously the goal is that it can run indefinitely, but things like clouds, when it's nighttime, it's not taking in any power, so that's just the goal, that's just the hope. Usually it can do that, especially if you're in like Moab or somewhere where it doesn't rain a lot. Here in Salt Lake, I don't know why, but it's been raining every day. There's been clouds every day, and I'm sure it's worse in other places. But this just kind of gives you an idea of the power requirements if you're interested in running something like this. Throughout the test, I'm going to leave this in the back of the truck, and that way it kind of keeps it as practical as possible. Utah, Salt Lake's been 60, 70 degrees at night, 80, 85 during the day with clouds throughout the day. So we'll just see how it can run. Alright, so these bad boys are powered up. They've been going on for about 21 minutes, 22 minutes. Alright guys, so update for you. I made a mental error during the first test. I left some vitamin waters and some water inside the fridge, which I don't know why. Stupid of me, I know. So I redid the test and I went from 65 degrees down to 25 degrees. And here are the results. So it barely just came back on. It took 11% to go from 65 down to 25 degrees. And it took an hour and 57 minutes. Right now it's at 29 degrees. So those are your numbers for the first test. 11% and an hour and 57 minutes to drop from 65 down to 25 degrees. And just to give you guys perspective, windy, a little bit cloudy, but nonetheless still around 85 degrees. So the inside temperature has been about 83 degrees inside of the truck. Alright, so that concludes the first test. For the second test, I'm going to take this inside, charge it up to 100%, and then plug this into a wall outlet and let it just run at 25 degrees. Once this is fully charged, we'll bring it back out here and we'll see how long we can run the IceCo without any additional power input. Alright, so we're moving on to the second test. As you can see, the battery's been charged up to 100%. I just barely plugged it in. It took about 15 minutes to charge, so you can still hear my neighbor mowing his lawn probably. While that was charging, this was plugged into a wall outlet, so it's still at 25 degrees. So we'll get the timer started. So the fridge just kicked on. As you guys can see, it's drawing about 30 watts, 33, 34, 29 watts. And on the left hand side, you can see that it says if it were to continue running at this level, it would last for about 23 hours. Alright, as an update, so we're at 30 degrees. It's been about 18 and a half hours, and we're still at 21%. So throughout the night, it was probably around 65 degrees. Increasing to right now probably around 85 degrees. So just to give you an idea. Alright, so just a little update. So we're at 16%. We've been running for about 19 and a half hours, and we're cooling down from 27 degrees. Here's another update. So we're at 7%. It's been 21 hours, 17 minutes, and we're still at 25 degrees. I'm guessing 1 more hour, 2 more hours, we'll be done. Maybe not, maybe 3, maybe we'll go 24. Alright, so here's the final update for the second test. We're at 1%, 13 minutes left. we're just shy of 24 hours, running it at 25 degrees. Like I said earlier, the average temperature at night probably 60, 65, and throughout the day fluctuating between, I don't know, 70 to 80 degrees. As you can see, there's been some cloud coverage, so when the sun's out it's touching 80. When it's like this, it's pretty cool, it's around 70. So I'll probably just call it here at this point. And what I'll do is charge this battery back up to 100%, and then I'll throw the solar panels with it, and we'll see how long it can run the fridge at 25 degrees. Now, I'm not sure what the conclusion of that test will be, because there's a bunch of clouds, and it's been like this for the past couple weeks, where during the day it's sunny, but then come around 5, 6 o'clock at night, it has cloud coverage to the end of the night. So we'll see what that test yields. Special shout out to my assistant here.
He's fast. Wow, he's fast. Come on, you're all fighting for second. Just first loser.
Alright, so we're going to move on to the third and final test. The Ecoflow is charged up to 100%, and the IceCo is at 23 degrees right now. I've got the solar panels right here. It's a simple plug and play. So I've got the back plugged into the Ecoflow already, and then you just plug these in to the solar panels. I'm going to throw it up onto the roof of the car. I don't currently have like a full-time mounting solution, but my guess is that probably tonight, later on, around 5 or 6, it'll start to get cloudy. It's been doing that for the past couple weeks. But as we saw with the second test, the battery can basically run for 24 hours. So as long as this keeps it kind of topped off throughout the whole day. Alright, quick little update. So it's about 40%. It's been about 24 hours, and we're currently cooling down from 27 degrees. If you remember yesterday, at 24 hours, it was almost to 0. So that just gives you an idea of how efficient this is with the solar panels. And to give you an idea, yesterday, the only time that the sun was out and this was getting any kind of charge was probably about 9 a.m. to about 2 or 3 p.m. yesterday. After that, it was basically overcast, cloudy throughout the whole day, and then it went into the night, and today has been the same story, just overcast, so hasn't gotten any charge. But hopefully it clears up a little bit, and then we can start charging it again. But I won't complain with the overcast, because that means this doesn't have to work as hard. Alright, and we're back for a little bit of an update. So as you can see, the sun decided to come out today. So for the past couple hours, the battery has been getting charged. We are currently at 92 watts of input at 44 watts output, and we're at 41%. We've been going for 29 hours, and we're cooling down right now from 27 degrees. So continuing at this rate, obviously we're going to charge it up. The current time right now is only 3:20, so we should get 3-4 hours, 5 hours before the sun goes down of good charging, and that should carry us throughout the night, and then we'll do it again tomorrow morning. So my assumption is that it'll just keep doing this. Alright, so final update for the night, 37%, 34 hours, and we're still at 25 degrees. You can see the sun is kind of starting to set. But I think this will probably be it for tonight. I think tomorrow I should be able to check it around the afternoon time, but because of some work stuff, won't be able to check until later in the evening. So, but I'm pretty confident that it's going to keep running, but we'll check in a little bit. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to record the rest of the video. However, here's a screenshot of how long it took for the battery to drain from 100 down to 0%. For context, on the 12th and 13th, there was about 5 to 6 hours of sunlight from 9 to about 2 p.m. or 10 and 3 p.m. each day. Then it was cloudy until about the time the sun was setting. On the 14th, there was no sun at all, and that's what killed it off. It had rained all day, and so it didn't get enough sunlight to charge it for another day. I bet if there was about 5 hours, it probably would have gone again. And so it seems like that was the conclusion. As long as I had about 5 hours of sunlight each day, that would be enough to carry it over into the night. And then in the morning, it would start to charge it back up throughout the day. So for the third test, it took 59 hours and 30 minutes for the battery to go from 100% down to 0%. In that time, there was probably about 10 to 12 hours of solar charging. That's all. Bye. Links below.